Welcome back, everybody. I have yet another one of my Craftsman tool hauls. This comes all from the same estate where they had 7 different auctions. I completely loaded a pickup truck, bed, and cab full of tools when I went and picked these up. This is about the 5th video. I think I have 1 or 2 more after this. I don't know what I paid since I mixed a lot of the boxes up, but let's take a look. I do apologize for the glare. These shiny packages are very hard to show without all the glare. First thing up is going to be a multi-use strap wrench kit. So it has 2 strap wrenches and it has some sort of a can or bottle opener, it says. Handy can popper. And these are made in England. I'm not sure who made them for Craftsman. And there's actually 2 of those here. Next up is a pegboard panel. And this mounts to the side of the toolbox where they always have that cutout. So you have that space behind it. I'm not sure I've seen one of these before. And then I also have this folding side shelf. This one is plastic. So I know they made steel ones, which I think I showed in a previous video. But this one's made out of plastic. Made in Mexico. Next we have 2 of the same item. They're both 75th anniversary shop clocks. So that would be 2002, I believe. I actually have a Craftsman shop clock. It's just not a 75th anniversary. I did notice these are actually made in the USA. I'm a little surprised by that, actually. The next item here is a socket organizer. I don't know if it's all 3 sizes in there. Looks like there is one for each. It does say it's used, so I don't know if there's a piece missing. If someone returned this. I haven't checked the contents yet, but I see these are also made in the USA. Never was a big fan of these just because they take up a lot of space. But I know people trying to keep everything Craftsman, they definitely like these. First thing up is 4x24 sanding belts. Let's see, what's the grit on these? Assorted grits, okay. These are also made in the USA. I believe there's 2 identical ones here. And we also have this 1x42 little belt sander. I actually have a sander like that, so I'll probably keep this for that sander. I actually have a couple belt sanders as well, so I'll probably keep those as well. Looks like we have 2 different batteries, 2 different sizes. First one's a 14x4 volt. I'm not sure I have something to test this. And the other one here is a 12 volt. I'm not sure I have a 12 volt item to test this. Next up we have some, looks like oil spouts and possibly a funnel. This first one is a Plews. I see it's also marked Parker Automotive, made in Japan. This one's got to be kind of old. There's no barcode on it. So this next piece up is something unique to me. It does say Taiwan. I don't see any brand name on it. I guess you must put an oil can here and use this to puncture it, and then it flows out of the funnel. Never seen anything like that before. This next one says can spout. Can spout, made in the USA. Very heavy. You can tell it's well made. Looks like this might be another one. Yeah, you can definitely feel the difference between those and the old tinny ones. And then this one says Brookins Can Spout, Cincinnati, Ohio. And this is one of the cheap ones I was just talking about, the real tinny ones. 63 cents at Kmart back in the day. Also made in Japan. But if you needed something in an emergency, it would do just fine. I'm going to guess this is the same as the last one. It's marked Japan on it. This might be also another one of those. Looks like it is. That'll be it for that box. Okay, the next box has a few mixed lots in it. First thing up here is a Lyle spring compressor. On the car spring compressor. I'm not sure I've ever seen one quite like this before. It's unique for sure. It can't be too old. It's got a magnetic strip on it. Next up we have a buffing, polishing, sanding wheel. Made in the USA. Looks like we actually got another one in the box. We had one of these in the last video. Same size and everything. Oil filter wrench. Made in the USA. This is not new old stock. Looks like an old Craftsman router bit set. High-speed steel bits. Looks like most of these are well used. Maybe not all, but a lot of them have a lot of buildup on them. They've been run through a lot of board feet. Here's a nice piece. A harmonic balancer and steering wheel puller. Hard to believe this was sold for $12.97. It does say contents made in the USA. Here's another one of those sanding, polishing wheels. But this one's actually bigger than the last one. The last one was a 5-inch. This is a 6. I thought this was just a box in here, but it's actually a little old wagon. It's actually an Erdl made in Dyersville. Had a number of packages in here. Most of them were empty. These are like Dremel attachments, or Sears had their own rotary tool. I think was also made by Dremel. Looks like there's about 15 of these replacement bulbs. It says replacement xenon bulb for Craftsman 16.8 and 18.0 work lights. So I have some sandpaper sheets, 4.5 by 11. And a whole bag of replacement sanding sleeves for a little drum sander. Looks like 3 different grits. I'd say we have 2 of those bags, but these are actually a different size. First one's 1.5 inch diameter, and this is a 2-inch diameter. Had a few of these in different videos. This is replacement sandpaper for the 3D sander, I think it's called. Looks like all the sandpaper is here, but it should also have 3 little discs inside that these connect to. So somebody took those out, but it still has all the paper. Last item in this box. Looks like it's going to be a chain brake. Made in the USA. This one says it's for number 60 through number 100 chain. Moving on to the first spin. First item up is a gear puller. Again, sorry about the reflection. This is a US made set. Got some replacement blades here. A 1-inch flute, 1/2-inch radius for the molding head cutter. Looks like another set here. This is a tongue and groove set. Originally $20, on sale for $3.97. Got a number of router bits in here. Looks like they're all going to be carbide tipped. 7 different ones so far. Also have this spark plug gapper. A heavy duty key chuck. Looks like there's 2 different sizes. There's a number of these drawer dividers for like a hardware bin. Quite a few in here. A whole bunch of these socket clips. The gold ones are always going to be the metric ones. Looks like we got 3/8, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. Man. There's over 20 of them in here. Also have a couple of boxes of fuses for their multimeter. Another one of these keychains that I had a bunch of in the past. A couple more of these replacement blades for the molding cutter. Looks like we got quite a few of those in here actually. At least 4 more sets. A couple more boxes of the fuses. Some drill chucks. I don't even recall those being in here. 3/8 drill chuck. Let's see, there's 3 of those in here. And there's 2 of the 1/2 inch. Looks like this one's blown open. Still new in there. This is a tailpipe expander, but this is an awfully small expander. Capacity 1.15 to 1.7 inch. Another bag of the drawer organizers, another bag of the socket clips, a couple more carbide router bits. Looks like some mice got into these. And the last thing in this box is going to be a grout removal attachment. Attaches to the all-in-one cutting tool. I think I have one of those actually. Those were like a spiral cutter, if I remember. I used mine many times for cutting drywall. Moving on to the last bin. First thing up is a SAE socket set, just a 6-piece. Looks like it's 1/4 to 9/16. Kind of neat to have it in a case like this. Here's a non-Craftsman item, channel locks, cable cutter, number 911. Got a little dirt on the handle, otherwise in good shape. Next up is a Midwest crimper. I hear Midwest is one of the best when it comes to snips. Crimper, I would guess this is for like what they call it, stovepipe, something you'd have plumbed out of a old furnace or hot water heater. Gonna guess that that's what that's used for. Next up is a nice little set of Wright Tools midget wrenches or ignition wrenches. Wright Tools is one of the last standing US made manufacturers that's still making sockets and wrenches. I think we have another chuck over here. Nope, this is a adjustable socket. Kind of looks like a drill chuck. So you put a ratchet on one end and then it just self-adjusts to your bolt. I don't know that I would trust this. Maybe in a pinch. Maybe it's good to have something like that in an emergency toolbox in the back of your trunk, but yeah, I'm not trusting that one. Next up we have a Craftsman air filter, made in the USA. And I believe the last thing in the box is going to be a 12-piece nut driver set. This has the standard and metric, comes in a nice carrying case. And there's actually 3 of those left in here. Well, that one and 2 more. This one's open, but there should be in bags inside. Oh, nope, somebody actually opened this one. These have just a slight odor, but you see how this one on the end is kind of a different color than the rest of them? These are kind of a bluish tint. This one has more of a clear or purplish tint. So that's going to be everything from this one. Like I said, unfortunately, I don't know what I paid since I have mixed lots in here. There could be stuff in bins from 4 or 5 different lots. I think I have 1 or 2 more of the Craftsman hauls. I'm sure some of you are getting sick of seeing this stuff, but only a couple more to go. But that's going to be all for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.